Q Breaks featuring top rankings from all the boys with live ego stats, win rates, recently played commanders, and more in a brand new website. We got win rate graphs. We got top commander ego, which is ELO. We got player profiles. We got detailed breakdown of stats, graphs, charts, and more. We got live predict features, determining algorithmically, objectively, who will win in a given matchup. You can customize by cube type. We got commander cube data with a profile page for every commander, featuring win rates, games, high synergy cards, win rate over time, match history, and more. We have a combo page, a live combo database of all the combos in the cube, filtered by color. And that is Cube Ranks, the newest. Alright, so step one, we're going to click login, and we are going to enter our email and password. Then we're going to click sign up. That's going to send a confirmation email. Be patient, it can take a couple minutes. Click on the link to confirm the email. After that, go back to the website and click log in. Next, you're going to need your player profile claim code. I, Noah, have this code and I will give it to you. If you do not have this code, reach out to me and I will provide it to you. Enter the unique code into the claim code, hit accept, and that code will link your code to your profile. After that point, you can upload a profile picture, click save, and bada bing, bada boom, your website, your account is live and loaded throughout the website. You can also update your display name and give yourself a bio. Hello, all of my wonderful friends. Today, I have a very special announcement for everybody. It's time to finally pull back the curtain and reveal one of the projects that we've been working on over this last year in preparation for BDBB number 5 and 2026. And that is the Cube Ranks and its partner/sister website, Smash Ranks. Without further ado, here you go. What are we looking at here? Well, we are looking at a live website, cuberanks.com, that anybody, including yourself, can go to right now and check out to see the top rankings of all of the homies that participate in our wonderful Cube Nights. There's a lot of information on this page. Don't be overwhelmed. We're going to go through it. We're also going to go through what features exist on this website. We're going to go through how to create an account and how to upload your profile pic. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how this was built. Walking through the history, give an example, etc. We're also going to cover, in a separate section, a deep dive onto how the ELO/ego is calculated. So if any of that interests you, stick around. Should have the chapters listed in the description. And without further ado, let's dive right into it. So I created an ELO system, or for the rest of this video, how I'll refer to it, an ego system. So when it comes to the gamers, when it comes to our homies, they don't got ELO, they got ego. And we really wanted to figure out who had the highest ego. And for cube ranks, our Magic the Gathering website, as of 12/18/2025, likely the last cube of 2025, Senior Derek has taken the crown and has the highest ego of all of the cube gamers. On this page, the first main page that you load when you come to this website, you see the top 10 cube gamers in this point in time. Running through the list, as you can see, Derek, which if you hold your mouse over it, you can see their ego chart in the top right. It will filter by the person you're holding their mouse over. So Derek came in first with an ego of 1665. This little blue arrow represents the fact that the last time they cubed, they gained ego, versus Colin with a little red arrow representing the last time they cubed, they lost ego. Of course, you can see their win rates. We have separated by two different types of cubes: Commander cubes, or free-for-all cubes, versus 1v1 cubes, as they have different weightings. You can see the amount of games they've played and won, the amount of games they've played and lost, and then their win rate. Derek here, our great friend, has a 90% win rate so far in 1v1, and a 33% win rate in EDH. If you think about it, 25% is expected for EDH, and 50% is expected for Commander. Yeah. Additionally, we have recently played. This is explicitly for the Commander cube. What are their 3 most recently played Commanders? So you can see that Derek has played Leovold, which has a ribbon denotating that he pulled this from the bulk, Ral, and Oloro. And we have that for all top 10 players. Additionally, on this top rankings page, you can see the ego of the commanders in the Commander cube. So right now, the highest ego is actually Teysa of the Ghost Council, followed by Ral, Kuja, Tivit, and Leovold. Finally, top strategies here. This is actually just the raw highest win rate per commander. So while Teysa has the highest ego, Ral has the highest win rate. And then finally, for color combos. This is all for the Commander cube. Okay, so that's the main page. You want to check in real quick, see who's doing the best, how's it going, come here to the top rankings page. However, we also have the Players tab, and here's where you can see everybody, including not just the players that are in the top 10. Doing so, you can either choose somebody's photo or search their name, and it will automatically filter as you type. If we want to see somebody's detailed dive on their profile, you can see it here. You can also click on somebody's name from the main page. This gives them a more detailed breakdown. We have their ego, the total amount of games, total wins, 1v1, wins, win rate, commander, wins, win rate. Mason's actually not a great example because he's one of the only players here that does not have any Commander Cube games logged. He is carried entirely by his 1v1 win rate. So let's go to our friend Bobby. Actually, no. Come on. Here we are. So we have the detailed breakdown that we have here. We have a toggle here. This is important because it filters between sessions and games. Sessions is all of the data, the summary data from one cube night. AKA, if you do a night of Vintage Cube, that is considered one session of Vintage Cube versus doing 3 games within that session. So if I organize by sessions, essentially this is like I did Commander Cube, I had 1 session playing Artiot Dread Scavenger, 1 session doing Tivit, versus games, where you can see I actually did 2 games with Artiok, 2 games with Tivit, 5 games with Nadu, etc., etc., etc. And this is populated throughout all the different charts. So if you want to look at your pie chart for sessions, win rate, etc. Okay, colors drafted. We have obviously the commanders drafted in order of recent to old. We have the colors drafted, so you can see kind of who's defaulting to what. And one of my favorite graphs here is the color preference. This is what percentage of Commander Cube drafts is this player playing this color. So for me, 92% of drafts involve the color blue versus only 42% of drafts involving the color red. Obviously, the blue one is the best litmus test, because if we go to some players, they don't play blue at all. Versus other players, okay, actually, I thought Derek had 100%. Some people in here have 100% blue. Not me. I'm only 92%. Then we have the cubes drafted pie chart here. Obviously, you got me. I'm a little bit biased. We do a lot of Commander Cube. But still in the minority to the total amount of cubes drafted. So you can see kind of where that data is going. And then a ego change over time. You can see how your ego has progressed over the years. When you hold your mouse over it, it tells you the cube that you're working on, or that data is from, and the ego at the end of that cube, where you ended up. Finally, a match history, filtered just for the player on that profile. Obviously, I have a lot of matches here. And yeah, so that's the detailed information you see on the player's player. Next feature, one of my favorites, the predict feature. So, say we want to see who is going to win between myself and, of course, our friend. Let's do Mr. Sam Niemeyer. Couple different toggles you can do right away. You can change the format. You can do the cube type, either filter for 1v1, a combination of all cubes, or you can filter by specific cube. Or you can do EDH cube and type in up to 4 names. And then you can hit show me the future. A little detailed breakdown there of how it works. And you click predict. So it will give a verdict on who has the edge. It will show you the percent chance on all of them, and which is a combination of a few different factors going into this prediction. First off, just ego. Raw ego is one factor, so if you have a higher ego, you're slightly favored. But additionally, there is a historic filter biased. So if Sam has a higher ego than me, but I have beat Sam in every 1v1 that we have done, that will weight for me in my favor, right? And then finally, a form factor based on how you've done in that specific cube. So if we change it to, let's say let's make it 1v1 and make it me versus Ethan in the vintage cube. Sorry, Ethan. Gotta work harder at vintage cube, buddy. Really, what that means is Ethan doesn't have any data logged for vintage cube, whereas I have a positive win rate, and it's built off that. So that's how it's supposed to work. I might have to work out some kinks on this. I'm not sure this is fully accurate. Don't worry about it. All right, anyways, the predict feature is there. It's wonderful. Match history. This is a detailed breakdown of all of the log data that we have. And you can filter by the different types of cubes, arena cube, artifact cube, etc. It gives you the date, the kind, whether it's 1v1 or free-for-all, obviously the type, and then it gives you a session report where it tells you, based on this one session of cube, who were the winners and the losers. And this last cube, for arena cube, Derek pulled out the strong 3-0, which had a 100% win rate, and his ending ego was 1631. Which is pretty epic. And then we have artifact cube, CDH cube, etc. It's supposed to show the delta for the session. This looks like it's working. The other ones shouldn't have 0 there. That's interesting. I will have to investigate. Do not worry, it is working. But yeah, it shows the change in ego based on that session. So when Derek had a strong 3-0 from the Vintage Cube, he gained 34 net ego from the time before. Shows the winner there. Okay, that is the rankings tab information. We also have a tab specifically for CDH data. Obviously, I just have more data for the CDH cube. Starting off with just an overview. You know, if there was a new player drafting the Commander Cube, I would point them to this page. It tells them how to play, certain archetype synergies, and some tips and tricks. Next, we have the data tab, where it is, if you are trying to figure out the detailed data dive of the Commander Cube, this is where you would go. It tells you the highest win rate for the colors. It tells you the draft frequency, so you can see that Teamer has the highest win rate, but it's actually Grixis that is drafted the most often. So you can tell kind of where people's preference are. AKA, you have a lot, like Teamer, 40% win rate, but only, 15 total draft frequency versus 45. Grixis is drafted 3 times as often as Teamer, yet Teamer actually has a higher win rate. So maybe you could default to a little more Teamer. You might be a little more open, do a little better. Additionally, we have the commanders here. This really just has all of the commanders in their raw win rate and then also in their draft frequency. Right now, Rusko has 100% win rate with 3 games. That's a low sample size. You probably don't want to put too much weight into that. But once we start getting into, 7 games, 6 games, that's a pretty strong sign. Nadu over here, 14 times played, the 28% win rate. Again, you have to remember, 25% win rate is what you'd expect to be average in Commander Cube, winning 1 every 4 matches, 4 players. So anything above 25% is considered, above average. You can uncheck everything and then it's filtered by color. So if you want to look at Bant, we can see that of all the Bant commanders, it's actually Derevi that has the highest win rate. And again, draft frequency. And you can filter by basically anything. You can do a combination, you can do multiple, etc., etc. A little deep dive there. Next tab is one of my favorites. This is the Commander tab. When you load the page, you can see all of the commanders that we have game data for. So there are other commanders that haven't had any games logged yet and are not showing up here. They are filtered by regular, meaning they are in the commander pack when you start the draft. They are filtered by bulk, which means these are commanders inside the bulk of the Commander Cube that you draft along with the bulk. And then finally, removed commanders that have been since, have games logged with them, but have since been removed from the Commander Cube. You can filter by whichever you'd like. Or you can type. You want to see, where is our boy Nadu? You can type him out, and then at any point you can click on the commander to see what's going on. We have the times drafted, games played, win rate, average ego, the type, color, brief overview, brief strategy, high synergy cards, win rate over time, and then a match history involving it, so you can see that Derek on Ral won, lost, and lost, etc., etc. And then also a combo page, which filters for the commander's colors and a loose general synergy with that commander, and tells you what cards go into it and what the color combo is. Cool. So that's that. Next we have the combo tab, a comprehensive combo list. You can filter by the colors, or you can type in cards to try and combo with. I really like looking at the colors, so we can say, all right, what are some Grixis combos? I want to draft Grixis this draft. What are some Grixis colors I can look out for? And this will show you only combos that involve all of these colors. So, obviously Grixis would involve combos of cards that are blue, black, and red. Of course, Grixis also has access to mono blue combos, mono black combos, etc., etc. Mono blue, you can type there, and it will show you all of these different combos involved in it. Pretty fun. Or if you want to just see, let's see, Dead Eye Navigator. What do we got going on? It will tell you all the different combos with Dead Eye Navigator. Oh, turns out Urza, Dead Eye Navigator, Elish Norn, infinite creature tokens. Cool. Finally, the BDBB Legends tab. It gives you an overview of what the BDBB is and a little summary of each of the years that we've done it and the winners immortalized forever in the website here. And that is the Cube Ranks website. It is a work in progress. I am not an expert in any means with either coding nor UI UX. I've learned all of this on the fly. And yeah, and by learn all of it, I mean learn how to vibe code. So we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, here's the website. Please check it out. It's been a lot of fun to make. I think there's a lot of valuable and interesting data here. And yeah, that's that. Okay, so now for a little bit of behind the scenes. All of the ego values that are used in this website are coded through a formula and database that I've created in Excel. That's what we're looking at here. There is a lot of information here, but we're going to break it down bit by bit and then dive into the master Excel formula that determines the ego change. But for now, let's take a look at what we're looking at. First, match ID, a unique code for each unique match. Each row is a match. Then we have the date column, the format, whether it's 1v1 or free-for-all, the cube type, desert, arena, vintage, etc. Then we have 4 columns, one for up to 4 unique players. Player 1 name, their ego starting, their commander, and their color. That's the same for all 4. We have a winner column, and then the ego result after the match. So we have both their ego going into the match, and then their ego resulting after the match. And here's the big formula that determines the change in elo caused by the match. We'll break that down in just a second. Of course, this varies based on a lot of different factors, but just so that you can see how it's all coded together, that's how it works. Additionally, there's a lot of information here. The green highlighted names represent a player who it's their first time having their cube data entered. So like their first time ever drafting with us, their name will be highlighted green. And yeah, so this is the master sheet. We have like 270 something matches, and now we'll break it down a little bit further. All right, so let's break down this formula. So first off, big picture. This formula is a multiplayer elo style rating designed for 2 to 4 player games. Each match updates a player's ego based on 4 factors. First, who played. Second, how strong were their opponents, aka what was their ego going into this. Third, whether you won or lost. And finally, the total number of players in the pod. The goal of this system is that it rewards beating strong tables and it penalizes losing to weaker ones, while being able to scale fairly between 2-player pods, 3-player pods, and 4-player pods, all of which we have match data for. Alright, so let's break it down bit by bit. It's a big formula, but we're gonna break it down nice and easy. Maybe you math Excel wizards can help it get optimized, I don't know. Alright, so the first line of text that we have here, if E2 equals blank, comma blank, means simply if there's no player name, do nothing. This prevents accidental calculations on blank rows. Next, this F2 means right here, this is the player's starting ego for the match. Think of it, everyone of course begins the match at their current rating. Next, we have this E2, I2, M2, Q2. This is a trick just to convert non-player slots, empty slots to zeros and non-empty slots, aka representing a player is playing there, into ones. It sums these, and therefore, if the sum is 2, it's a 2-player game. If the sum is 3, it's a 3-player game. If the sum is 4, 4-player game, etc. And this number is what controls how big of an ego swing the match result is allowed to be. Next, we have this the 1.32 times players squared divided by 4 times players minus 1. This is the just find this in here. This is the pod scaling factors. It really just makes it that 4-player games, if you win a 4-player game, it prevents you from being under-rewarded, and it prevents 2-player games from being over-rewarded. The goal is to keep these ratings stable long-term. Again, simplified, 2 players equals smaller ego swing, 4 players, larger swing. Okay, next we have if U2 equals E2, 1, otherwise 0. This produces 1 if the player won, 0 if the player lost. Pretty straightforward. Then we have the expected result. This is the skill-based prediction. Because, again, if we want that the player with the higher ego, you're rewarded for beating them and punished for losing to players with lower ego, there has to be a predict feature to determine who is expected to win. That's this if E2 equals blank, 10 to the power of F2 divided by 400, comma 0. So this converts the ego into a win probability weight. The idea, higher ego, higher expected chance to win, lower ego, expected to lose more often. All players' probabilities that are involved are summed and normalized so the table adds up to one total expected winner, aka, given the ratings at the table, how likely was this player to win? Next, we have the ELO core. This is what is the heart of the ego system. So, aka the actual result minus the expected result. This is what takes what actually happened, who was the real winner, and subtracts it by who was expected to win, and divvies out results based on that. So, if you win when expected to win, well, small gain. If you win when you were expected to lose, you get a big gain. If you lose when expected to win, big loss. If you lose when expected to lose, small loss, etc. Finally, putting it all together. The new ego equals the old ego with the adjustment. So, the goal, of course, finally, is that every match pushes everybody towards their true quote-unquote skill level, and rewards upsets, punishes bad losses, and remains stable across different pod sizes. So, the goal of this system was that it would normalize multiplayer outcomes. It avoids inflation or deflation across pod sizes. It avoids binary winner-takes-all potential distortions in the data, and is what we use to build out this whole system. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense to some of y'all. Honestly, I mostly understand it. All right, I'm back just for a little bit to talk about the history that has gone into this. As you can see, there have been literal dozens of chats. I mean, I think closer to 30 different chats of GPT. I literally go until it breaks, and then I start a new chat, and I continue there. Asking questions, providing feedback, continue, rinse and repeat. There have been, I literally can't even quantify how many hours have gone into this. A single prompt with GPT can take anywhere from 1 to 30 minutes to resolve, and there have been hundreds and hundreds of these individual questions asked of chat to help build this website. I mean, I literally know zero coding, none whatsoever, and so to be able to have this website created from actually nothing is really cool. Obviously, AI has a lot of questionable implications for our world. I'm not going to get into that. That's a separate conversation for separate time. I don't have any original takes. Just want to acknowledge that I was only able to do this because of AI, and I'm grateful to be able to have this. So it's been a lot of fun for me to work on. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and if you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, questions, just shoot them over to me. I'd be here. So take care. Happy 2026, and see y'all on the other side. Peace.